Whether you're an accomplished musician or a wannabe rock star, GarageBand, Apple's latest offering, lets you create, play, record and mix your own music.
Apple's research showed there was a musician in every second household, and so they developed a software application to allow people to develop their creativity, produce their own music, and have that integrate with the Elife suite of applications, which includes movie making and photography.
GarageBand turns your Mac into a digital recording studio, complete with instruments, pre-recorded loops, amps, effects and editing tools. Again, Apple has turned something potentially very complicated into something so simple. As long as you know how to drag and drop, you're on your way to writing your own #1 hit. There are more than 1,000 riffs and loops, all royalty-free, included with GarageBand. Drums, bass, guitars, synthesizers, percussion. Why, you even have your very own horn section that will blow you away. All these loops can be extended to any length you want. You can adjust the volume and balance of each track individually, even fade the volume of selected tracks in or out. If you have the ability to tinkle the ivories or strum your way to fame, then GarageBand has the ability to connect MIDI devices such as keyboards, or you can even plug in your favourite 6-string to create your own rockin' riffs. In fact, with that electric guitar of yours, you have access to virtual guitar amps that let you emulate your heroes with classic and modern sounds like clean jazz, arena rock, British Invasion and others. You can even tweak the amp sounds to get the exact tone that you want. No more need to cart those big amps into the studio. Okay, so what do you do once you've created your masterpiece? Well, GarageBand lets you export your final mix to your iTunes music library, and from here you can burn it to CD to share with your friends or save it to your iPod. Better yet, share your creation on the web for others to listen and enjoy. Check out iCompositions.com.
If you're sharing a car or a carpooling, then this is a great idea. It's a universal mobile phone charger that has interchangeable heads for mobile phones made by Nokia, Ericsson, Siemens and Motorola. This of course is the plug to hook into the 12 or 24 volt socket in your car like the cigarette lighter. But this is the really cool bit. Take this off to reveal another charging adapter to fit your computer's USB port. Now, you can extend the cable and then retract it at the push of a button. Okay, so your phone is Bluetooth compatible. You love the whole wireless thing, but you can't quite get used to the earpiece. Well, hey, it's not for everyone. Well, this might be more your style. It's a plug-in Bluetooth speaker unit that again fits into your car's 12 or 24 volt sockets. It's a simple one-button accept and end incoming call operation, and the unit also has volume adjust control.
We can all relate to home entertainment systems, big or small, and they're an excellent indicator of how quickly electronics is developing. Check out the latest gear. The technology has come a long way, and one of the bonuses is more choice. Take screens, for example. The clarity these days is incredible, but getting specialist advice in choosing the right screen for your situation is the key to enjoying crystal clear pictures, mainly because plasma LCD rear projection and front projection screens are all very different beasts.
The biggest issue that we have in theatres is actually designing the situation for the room. So if the room lends itself to or has a lot of light in the room, then rear projection or plasma or LCD technology is almost the only chosen format. If the client finds that they actually work a lot, and we do find this, and don't get home till 8 o'clock at night and only ever want to watch it in a darkened situation, then often we'll actually put a projection solution, and we have many clients that actually have both.
So front projectors are quite specific in their application, darkened rooms, and they're actually the most expensive option. Daniel reckons a projector of decent quality will set you back about 10 grand. Out of the rest, plasma and more recently LCD technology seem to be leaving rear projection behind. Plasma is more affordable, but the big advantage with LCD is that it can run on lower voltage. That makes it perfect for bathrooms and kitchens. Either way, choosing quality will cost you less in the long run.
There are many new slim screens that are out there that are actually only designed to actually look good for the next 5 to 10 years, whereas we're actually recommending to a lot of those clients that we want them to actually last for a good 20 years before they're actually needing to look at upgrading them. So it's really getting the best value for the dollar that they're going to spend out of their systems in its entirety.
Now, a big investment in home theatre is wasted if picture and audio quality is compromised, and that's usually caused by an inconsistent flow of power that tends to fluctuate, as well as static interference. Don't worry, it's easily fixed.
Static in the atmosphere can be fed down the actual line and get into your digital television boxes, and all of a sudden your actual picture quality is being interfered by the antenna on the roof, as well as the actual power that it's actually receiving from the wall. By putting an actual power filter that cleans the power and regulates and keeps the spikes and surges out of the audiovisual components, means that they can actually perform better.
More than ensuring quality sound and pictures, Surge Shield can also protect your home theatre from damage. You're effectively putting this in between an unpredictable power supply and the potential for a bit of a fry-up in your circuitry. The Surge Shield is a real tough nut. It can withstand a spike of 52,000 amps, which is pretty close to a direct lightning strike. The rest of the time, its self-diagnostic and corrective circuitry monitors and smooths out the power supply, and that's the key to getting the best out of your home theatre. It doesn't seem that long ago that the internet was a completely new phenomenon for most households, and already the way in which we connect to the net is evolving. Broadband, usually cable or DSL, is quickly becoming the preferred alternative to the traditional dial-up connection, partly because it allows you to use the phone line whilst maintaining a constant internet connection.
Technically, the differences are that with DSL or broadband services, the data is transmitted on different frequencies for voice and data and is separated at the exchange. The advantages of broadband is probably one, speed. It is also that it's always on, so when you want to use the internet, it's there and no need to dial up. And also the fact that you can use your phone while you're connected to the internet, so you can be talking to someone and browsing the internet at the same time, or someone else in the family can be doing the same as well.
New generation technology is almost always more expensive, but in the case of broadband, it can actually be cheaper than the superseded dial-up method. Well, think about it. No more local call costs every time you hook up, and you don't have to pay rental for a dedicated internet phone line. Broadband is also faster, much faster.
The speed's going to be about 30 times faster if you've got a reasonable computer. The biggest difference is going to be the quality of the connection from the provider.
While we're talking provider, one thing you have to consider is broadband availability. It's not available in all areas just yet, so make sure you ask your provider. Okay, so what hardware do you need to take advantage of broadband?
To go broadband, you're going to need an ADSL modem or router. On the computer, you can either connect that to a USB port or to a network port. Having a reasonably fast computer will also help the speed of the internet as well, so having a reasonably up-to-date computer is always helpful.
So what's it going to cost you? Well, you'll find that depending on usage, most providers will have plans that will cost between $19.95 and $100 a month. But as usual, it's best to shop around, not just for the best deal, but also for the best customer service.
There's probably two differences. There's people who provide contracts and people who don't provide contracts. The people who don't provide contracts are the ones that it's all about customer service.